Hey there, welcome to the newly renamed Hellish Gaming channel, home to the universe's worst gamer. I'm your host Mephisto, and in today's video we are going to continue the F1 2021 My Career season with the Canadian Grand Prix. And before we begin, let me first address the name change. So back when I decided to rename my channel to Anarchy Gaming, I did both a Google search and a YouTube search for Anarchy Gaming, and I didn't get any results for it, so I assumed, as anyone would have in that situation, that the name was not used. Now, a couple of days ago, I searched for Anarchy Gaming again on YouTube, and I found this result. So there is another channel named Anarchy Gaming, which seems to actually be doing pretty well for themselves. So in order to, not have the same names and not to have any problems with subscribers and whatnot, I decided to change the name to Hellish Gaming. I did another search. There's no one with Hellish Gaming of any significance as far as I can tell. The only channel that comes up that's close enough would be Master Hellish, who does a lot of OpenTTD stuff, and I used to watch his videos a long time ago. I haven't watched, but that doesn't matter. So I renamed the channel to Hellish Gaming. I think that's a more fitting name for the channel anyway, especially given the fact that I have this theme pretty much everywhere, that I use the Hellish in everything. Hellish F1 Racing, Hellish MotoGP Racing, Hellish Transport, and Hellish Logistics, sorry, and ETS and ATS and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much everything about the renaming of the channel. Everything else is going to be the same, only the name of the channel has changed. So no major branding changes. Well, I don't really consider myself a brand at this point. I think I'm a little bit too small for being considered a brand. Anyway, I changed the channel's name to Hellish Gaming because there was already another channel called Anarchy Gaming, which was way more successful, and it would have not made sense to ask them to change their name, so I did it myself. Also, I would like to apologize to the owner of Anarchy Gaming for any problems I might have caused by using the same channel name. Sorry. But yeah, let's move on. So as I said, we are going to do the Canadian Grand Prix today, and before we begin, please leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section below. Subscribe if you're new here. We are actually pushing for 1,000 subs. It would be really cool if we could achieve that maybe before the end of the year, maybe. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon and click on all notifications so you get notified every single time or at least hopefully every single time I upload a new video or start a new stream in the future. Also, don't forget to leave a like and share this video on social media so it gets passed around to as many people as possible and hopefully generate some more traffic on the channel. Anyway, let's get into this. Okay, so we're starting off with an event immediately, but before we go there, let's go into activities and sort some things out here. Let's do that. I have some R&D points, might as well spend those. I have enough for that, but first let's see what else I can do. Okay, so let's get this, and that pretty much leaves us without any points, so let's get back quickly. Let's see where I can spend some more points, some money, sorry. I've got a bit of money. Okay, so let's do with this. I think that's okay for now. Let's go.
The personnel team wants to run this one past you.
Okay.
It's an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Wonderful. No more points. So that is it. Actually, again, for whatever reason, this doesn't... I need to reactivate that every single time. Anyway, let's go for the Canadian Grand Prix. Okay, so it looks like we have a message. Let's quickly see what that's all about. Nope. So Andrea has something for us. Okay, the preview, that's fine. Jeff, weather update. Looks like there might be some rain in the race. I'm not sure if I'm too happy about that, but maybe the conditions will change by the time we get to the actual racing session. And development update. Well, it looks like we've actually surpassed Williams and Haas in terms of car development, which is really, really cool. And that's the first time we are above anyone. Actually, we might even be either slightly above or equal to Alfa Romeo, which is quite cool. So it seems that, you know, spending the points and the money into developing the car actually really helped. So, yeah, quite happy about that. But anyway, let's get practicing. Okay, just about to start Aorus program. What on earth was that? Okay. I think that was kind of my fault, but still. That was kind of unnecessary. Oh, damn it. Come on, really?
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are Verstappen, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon. And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Thank you, Crofty. And as you can see, I actually did very well in practice. We managed to finish the session in 9th, so that's really good. Quite promising. Hopefully we can keep this momentum up throughout the rest of the weekend and carry this into the race itself. But for now, let's move on to practice 2. So I decided to rerun the race strategy program because that's the only one I haven't actually completed properly yet, so I'll do that now in free practice 2. And I'll let you guys know if anything bad happens. Oh, and I probably apologize for not talking a lot in the first practice session, but I don't know, I was too caught up in driving the car. But anyway, I'll catch back up with you guys once something happens, good or bad. Okay, so that is it for the practice programs, and for the very first time in this career, I managed to pretty much ace them, all of them. All 3 of these are aced, which is really cool. That means we're going to get a lot of research points, which is very important. So yeah, see you in free practice 3.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three. Verstappen, Norris, and Daniel Ricciardo. What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here, though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Thank you, Crofty. Okay, so I was only 12th fastest in this session, but that's still pretty good, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, see you in FP3.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top three again. Sainz, Verstappen, and Lando Norris. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Thank you, Crofty. Well, that is it for practice, and well, it's 13th at the end of all of that. I would have wished to kind of emulate free practice 1 and end the session a little bit higher up the field, but I'm going to work with this. Hopefully we'll be able to improve a little bit in qualifying at least, so I'm keeping my hopes up. Anyway, let's move on.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Yeah.
You put in a lot of time on the track today. Was there a reason for this?
Well, we are gathering a lot of data, so we wanted to see how the car performs and look at all the information we can get to try and improve setups for the race.
How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
I think that so far we've been putting up a really good car. In fact, the car has been feeling better and better every race. So I'm very, very proud of what we've achieved here, and the team's doing very, very well to continue developing the car. So I expect that by mid-season we should have a pretty solid package, which will in turn deliver us a good season. So yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Sure. Okay, so we are about to start qualifying, but first we have a message here from Jeff. Okay, just a little bit of circuit information. Yeah, I think we've got that. Okay, let's see where we can put this car on the grid for tomorrow's race. Okay, time to see if we can get into Q2. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that is qualifying done. Time to see where we end up and if we can make if we made it into Q2. Probably not, because I was really on the edge there. But anyway, Hamilton finished the session in first with Verstappen in second and Valtteri Bottas third, and we are P15. Wow, we actually made it into Q2. That's quite amazing. I'm going to try and make the best of that. Anyway, Guan Yu Zhou, Luca Giotto, Nicolas Lafiti, Mick Schumacher, Artem Markelov and Nikita Mazepin are out of qualifying. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. Okay, time to set a time for Q2. Hopefully we can do it better than in Q1. That was close. So, where does this put? Does this put us? Provisional pole. That's definitely going to go away. Okay, so I have absolutely no idea how that happened. But somehow we finished Q2 in P3. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm not going to complain about it. So, Antonio Giovinazzi, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, and George Russell are out of qualifying, and we somehow make it into Q3. I never expected this. I really have no idea how I managed to get into Q3, but okay. Moving on. Okay, starting Q3, hopefully we'll get a decent start in the race. That would be fantastic. Now with that driving. Okay, that's only 10th. But I'll take it.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Verstappen, and Valtteri Bottas. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Thank you, Crafty. Okay, so that is P10 for us for the race. Quite happy with that. I still don't know what happened in Q2, but I'll take it. Whatever it was that helped us to get into Q3 is more than welcome. Anyway, let's move on to the race then. Okay, so we have a message before the race. Oh, it's just usual pre-race stuff, and it looks like indeed it is going to rain throughout the entire race. So I think all of our dry practice was for nothing, really. We didn't learn anything. I'll have to relearn to drive the circuit on the wets now, on the wet tires now. So yeah, not happy about it, but there's not much I can do about it at this point, so let's move on.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on a circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Sergio Perez, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly, and Iceman, Giovinazzi, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and Ocon, Tsunoda, Russell, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Luca Giotto, Latifi, Markelov, Mazepin, and Mick Schumacher. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, so let's quickly check our strategy. Not that there's anything different. Not that we can change anything here since we haven't practiced for rain conditions. So yeah, I think we'll go with what the strategy we have here and change it as we go. So without further ado, let's go. Okay. So we are just about to start our formation lap here. And I think we're in a pretty strong position.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Thank you, Jeff, for interrupting. So as I was saying, I think we're in a pretty strong position to finish in the points. I don't think we'll gain a lot of points, but every little bit helps at this level. So wherever we may end up, as long as it is in the points, I'm going to be happy with that. Anyway, let's move on to the race.
You're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so here we are back on the grid, waiting for the lights to go out. And as you just heard from Jeff, rain might stop in a little bit, so we might see a dry track towards the end of the race, which is going to be really interesting. And we're off. That's a very rubbish start, as I struggle to keep hold of the car.
Somewhere on the ICE, be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Okay, so I lost a lot of positions there. I'm afraid that in these conditions I won't really be able to make up for that. So, well, this is bad. This is very bad. Oh, and there goes another position. We're down in P22. Why did it have to rain? Oh, that was risky. Let's not do that again. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, damn it. Why did I do that? I saw an opportunity where there was none. So, about those points I was mentioning at the start of the race, I think it's fair to assume that we can kiss those goodbye. So, yeah. Damn you, rain. Okay, so I'm slowly catching Mick Schumacher, but I'm almost certain that there will be no points for us today. Oh, come on. Come on, what are you doing, car? I hate rain.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Well, who the hell cares? It's not going to mean anything if I finish 22nd. Who cares if it's the fastest lap? Well, that's a dumb rule, though. You know, we will give you 1 point for the fastest lap, but only if you make it into the top 10. What's the point then? What is even the point of trying to score the fast lap if it only counts if you're among the top 10 fastest anyway, so that's a dumb rule. Okay, so time to pit and change over to mediums. Not like that's going to help us all that much, because I still have a lot of catching up to do.
Complete, go now.
Wow, that was a slow start. Slow stop. 4 seconds almost.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
That was the stupidest call you've ever had, Jeff.
Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
Why did I listen? Why did I switch tires? Why did I listen to you, Jeff? Thank you, Jeff, for that. I really appreciate it. Why the hell did I have to listen to you?
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Max Verstappen's excellent result today sees him take over as leader of the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I think it has to be Fernando Alonso. He got the strategy spot on and consistently had the pace to come through as well.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you, Crofty. Okay, so the top 10 are Max Verstappen wins the Canadian Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton in second, Lando Norris third, fourth Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly fifth, sixth Fernando Alonso, seventh Antonio Giovinazzi, eighth Daniel Ricciardo, ninth Valtteri Bottas, and Sergio Perez is in 10th. I'm obviously all the way back in 22nd because my dear engineer is a freaking moron. Well, I know everyone else switched over to mediums, but it still wasn't time for mediums, at least not for me. Why the hell did I have to freaking listen to that idiot? Anyway, let's move on.
Good day today. Let's have
What was good about it?
Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today?
Absolutely not. I hate rain. Oh, and by the way, Jeff's a moron. Let him know that, okay? Thank you.
What was your teammate's secret to success today?
His engineer is not a moron like mine. Pure and simple. Oh, and by the way, tell Jeff he's a moron when you see him.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
What collision? I didn't collide into anyone except into a stupid wall because Jeff is a freaking idiot and suggested I use slick tires in wet conditions. And where is... I had no grip option. I think that there should be that option around here, Codemasters. Now, okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, and by the way, tell Jeff he's a freaking moron. Well, that is it for the Canadian Grand Prix. That was a complete shit show. First, the rain had to come because of course it had to. Then I had that absolutely stellar start which dropped me down into last place. Then, towards the end, Jeff decided it would be good to switch over to slick tires. And I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to listen to that freaking moron. And ended up in the freaking barrier just 2 corners later. I'm absolutely disgusted about this. That is the last time I'll ever listen to that idiot. From now on, I'll go by what I feel in the wheel. Fuck that stupid idiot. Anyway, that is it for this video, and I'll catch you all at the French Grand Prix. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.